And I was seeing here yesterday, Justin Fields had a pro day. And according to one scout who texted Matt Miller, that was the best quarterback pro day I've seen in a long time. I'm thinking, Zach Wilson's like old news now, 48 hours later? Yeah, Zach Wilson's in a typewriter today. He's a rotary phone. 2 days ago, Zach Wilson was amazing. But the new, hottest, latest is Justin Fields. Apparently, he's very fast. Like, I wouldn't know that. This is the addiction to new. We love new. Anybody notice the least talked about pro day so far? It's Trevor Lawrence, easily the best prospect. Anybody remember anything about Andrew Luck's pro day? I loved him. I don't. These are 5 headlines I dug up this morning. These are real headlines. This is not The Onion. Jamarcus Russell puts on impressive show for scouts. Johnny Manziel dazzles at pro day. Paxton Lynch flashes arm strength at a windy pro day. Experts heap praise on Dwayne Haskins. Blake Bortles shines at pro day. 3 are a bust. 1 looks like a bust, and the other one's not a bust, but not very good. I understand. New and unproven, more interesting, easier to root for the underdog, not the favorite. The unknown is more intriguing. But Phil Jackson won 1 Coach of the Year, same as Sam Mitchell. LeBron's got 4 MVPs, that's it. I mean, come on. I understand new and shiny and lit. Zach Wilson's pro day 2 days ago was swear to God, it was TikTok. And now it's like, oh, Justin Fields. It's like Hollywood red carpet. You see the red carpet for shows, and the cameras just go to all the new, beautiful young people. And then Meryl Streep, who's been the best actor in Hollywood for about 40 years, walks by behind them. Nobody asks a question. Like, Meryl Streep is really the greatest actor of our time. But hey, there's a 17-year-old who is tearing it up on Instagram. Nobody cares. I understand wealth and success is boring. We don't write articles anymore about Walmart and Microsoft, 2 of the 4 biggest countries in the world. And I understand that Trevor Lawrence for 3 years has been so good that it's all we talk about. But never forget that he is closer to a prodigy. It doesn't matter where he lands. It didn't matter where Andrew Luck landed. He landed in the worst possible place and still got to an AFC championship. Andrew Luck got to an AFC championship. GM incompetent, coach got fired, O-line worst in the league, awful roster. That's Trevor Lawrence. The other 4 quarterbacks are just prospects. Where they land will overwhelmingly determine if they succeed or fail. They're going to need the right O-line, the right system, a smart young coach, a non-meddling owner who's supportive, and an organization that has a plan and rarely steps into chaos. The other 4 are just prospects, and where they land is going to determine how successful they are. They're not good enough. Justin Fields is not good enough. Zach Wilson's not good enough to overcome a lousy offensive line and a horrible coach. Andrew Luck was, Trevor Lawrence was. And he's the least talked about pro day. Okay? I wish all these guys success. And I understand that Walmart and Microsoft are boring. I get it. And I understand new is easier to root for. But it's just absurd. The pro day, like every other day, it's the greatest thing you've ever seen. It's absurd. So, we have to come to terms with something. This is a reality that if you're a great quarterback for 10 years plus in a franchise, there is going to be tension in the organization. So yesterday, Mark Murphy, smart guy, think he went to Harvard, runs the Green Bay Packers, was asked multiple questions about Aaron Rodgers' contract. No comment, can't talk about it. And you can just sense the tension with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers' contract. Aaron wants a contract. The Packers paid Aaron $7 million in a bonus rather than converting it into a signing bonus. A full restructuring would have given Aaron the security he covets. They don't want to do it. He covets, excuse me. So we have a history here. Niners in Montana, Brady and Belichick, Favre in Green Bay, Aaron in Green Bay, Ben in Pittsburgh, Eli in the Giants, Russell in Seattle. 10 years plus of great, you get tension. And there's two really obvious reasons for it. Number one, you get very expensive. It's the highest paid position, and you start eating up the salary cap. And that puts massive pressure on the general manager and the scouts to hit on their draft picks, to constantly manipulate and massage the salary cap, and to build around your salary. It is really hard to build around Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers' salaries. You have to find cheap labor. You got to start hitting on 4th and 5th and 6th round draft picks. Your 3rd round picks have to be starters. You really need your 4th round picks to be starters because he's eating up 15% of your salary cap. So that's the first reason. It puts enormous pressure on everybody else in the building to figure out a way to work the cap. Number two is, this is how men operate, the quarterback gets a majority of the credit when they win. The general manager doesn't, the scouts don't, the coach doesn't, the coordinators don't. The average NFL career is 3.5 years. These are coveted jobs, and resentment builds. Aaron, Russell, Dak get all the love. So, A, you become harder. You put enormous pressure on organizations once you get paid a lot. And number two, you get all the credit. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is the highest paid employee in the state. He gets all the credit when they win. It's a salary cap sport, and they couldn't keep their Pro Bowl center. They couldn't even get J.J. Watt, who's from Wisconsin. So we just have to understand, tension is unavoidable. It's the reality of it. Russell's got it. At the end, Montana had it. Favre had it. Aaron's got it. Ben had it. Eli had it. It's not a shot. It's just the reality of it. Listen, there are certain relationships where you and the IRS is always tense. If you own a business, your relationship with the IRS is always a little tense. You're trying to push the envelope and not get audited. And it's just never a great relationship. The agent in the NBA or NFL, the agent and the general manager. I was talking to Bill Polian the other day. I said, do you miss being a GM? He goes, 90% of it. How about the agent part? Not that part. Like, it's just, my agent working with networks. It's tense. They're not best friends. They can't be. They won't be. They never have been. So you just got to own it. You got an expensive quarterback. He's been great for 10 years. There's eggshells. And by the way, then you get guys, Aaron's a little, I don't know, thin skin, but I mean, all these guys are. I mean, Tom Brady wanted Garoppolo out of a building. Russell Wilson, they're all like, Howie Long has the greatest line on quarterbacks. He goes, you can't have two great quarterbacks in the room at the same time. One sucks all the oxygen out of it. You could have two great receivers, two great linemen, two great corners. Can't have two great quarterbacks in the same room. They're just fighting for attention. And so there you go. And that's not a criticism of Aaron Rodgers. It's a reality of it. You know, how do we make it work with Aaron's salary? When you can't keep a Pro Bowl center who calls all the protections, that tells you Green Bay, and they got a guy from Harvard running the operation. When you're crossing your fingers that Aaron Jones takes a pay cut compared to what he could get on the market, when you can't afford Wisconsin's own J.J. Watt, it tells you, that Harvard guy, Mark Murphy, smart, tells you how hard it is to massage the cap when you have a quarterback making 35 large. It's hard. A lot of pressure on everybody around the building. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.